finalize na gid niya sa iyang pamilya nga dili na siya mag-divorce na siya.
Of the business. 80% of all sales are closed after the 5th attempt, and 83% of all salespeople don't even ask for the sale once. Did you know that 90% of all salespeople have never even read one sales book? How many sales are being lost each month simply because your salespeople are not professionally trained how to sell? Hi, this is the world's top sales trainer, Jason Evans. I'm going to give you a free 45-minute video of pure sales training techniques that will increase your company's sales within days, guaranteed. This could double, even triple your company's sales. This video is closing, handling objections, and more. Just call us and leave us a voicemail, their email address, and we'll send you this amazing video for free. Call 800-500-8320. This is how to close from A to Z for any product or service, regardless of industry, whether you sell face-to-face or over the phone. Call 800-500-8320. That's 800-500-8320. Paid for by Power Sales University.
You're listening to Sirius XM Radio. Today.
To the FBI's about face after its initial response to that hostage standoff at a Texas synagogue. So what's this all about? Fox News, White House, Jackie Heinrich with the very latest. Jackie.
Hey, Charles. Well, the FBI suggested that they learned more about the suspect's motive as the standoff wore on. They said last night, during negotiations with law enforcement, the hostage taker, Malik Faisal Akram, spoke repeatedly about a convicted terrorist who is serving an 86-year prison sentence in the United States on terrorism charges. This is a terrorism-related matter in which the Jewish community was targeted and is being investigated by the Joint Terrorism Task Force. But the about face came hours after President Biden described the incident this way.
This was an act of terror. We wanted to make sure we got the word out to synagogues and places of worship that we're not going to tolerate this.
Senator Lindsey Graham among those asking why the FBI would dismiss anti-Semitism as a motive so quickly, especially given the statements that the suspect was making. Lindsey Graham tweeted, "I hope the FBI will reconsider the statement, because it's well known that at her trial, Siddiqui, also known as Lady Al-Qaeda, was a raging anti-Semite who demanded the jurors be genetically tested for Jewish blood." Lindsey Graham referencing the person who the suspect was talking about during his engagement with law enforcement. And Jewish leaders say the FBI owes their community an explanation.
It makes you wonder what in God's name is going on with the FBI. When the FBI made that statement that this wasn't anti-Semitic, for God's sake, I mean, what were they looking at? I mean, the whole world saw this clearly.
We're also learning today more of the FBI's early statements turned out to be ill-advised. Initially, they said there was no indication anyone but the suspect was involved, but Fox News confirmed today 2 teens were arrested by anti-terror officers in Manchester, England last night in connection with this. So far, there haven't been any statements from the Justice Department and the Attorney General on this incident, despite Merrick Garland saying that he wanted to make anti-Semitism one of his biggest priorities when he assumed his post. Charles.
Thank you very much, Jackie. I want to get into this, the FBI's initial statement in a moment, but first, could this terror incident have been prevented? Was this suspect on the radar? I want to bring in former FBI Deputy Assistant Director Danny Coulson. Danny, so often we do find that these terrorists have been within the radar or the grasp even of law enforcement, and for one reason or another maybe have gotten out. Have you had enough time to discern whether or not that could be the case here?
Well, actually, I have. I want you to think about this.
We did not know who Tim McVeigh was. I did that case. I committed that case. And you don't always know. Matter of fact, you hardly ever know. And we have a great intelligence collection capability, but there are a lot of people out there who don't like the United States. There are a lot of anti-Semites out there. And it's going to happen. I wish it was a perfect world where I could say, yeah, we're going to get all these guys. We're not. And that's why we got to get ready for the next one. This is a very serious situation, and it's going to get worse. And we can't rely on intelligence to protect us. We have to protect ourselves.
Right. You know, to that point, why do you think then it was initially downplayed by the FBI? You know, there's a lot of criticism of our military, our quote-unquote woke military. Is something similar going on at the FBI?
Well, I hope not. You know, let me just mention this to you. I've commanded a lot of these, and the information flow, the amount of information generated by these things is beyond comprehension. And what you know and how it actually starts is 1,000 times than you know when it starts. Mm-hmm. So the information starts coming in. What I say to you now, an hour may not be true. It may not be true. We know a guy went into that synagogue and took hostages. We don't know if he's an anti-Semite. We don't know what he is. And that's why you have to wait for this stuff to play out. I want to mention one thing to you here. We had a victory here. God blessed us with a great victory. The bad guy is no longer with us. And it's almost like going to a Super Bowl conference and saying, you won the Super Bowl, but you had pass interference in the third quarter. And I know that's, I don't mean to be demeaning anybody, but from somebody who's done a lot of these, it's hard. Well, and we had a blessing to get this one done the way we did.
Yeah, and before I let you go, and you know, listen, what we're trying to say is, and you brought it up, this is the world we live in. So, you know, the quicker we can identify these and be honest about it. Listen, the FBI has to be commended for the program because we saw where the rabbi was actually able to use, you know, these active shooter training for them to escape. But where do we go from here? 2 teens have been arrested in Manchester. This Malik Akram, he stayed in a homeless shelter January 6th, 11th, and 13th. He had a gun. It seemed, where did he stay when he wasn't at the homeless shelter? How did he get the gun? Aren't there so many more questions? Should we be on high alert until these are answered?
No, we should be on high alert from now on. That's a really good question, but it goes beyond your question. We're not going to catch all these guys. And we need to be ready. Each one of these institutions, including yours, needs to prepare for this.
Danny, thank you so much. Always appreciate you. You're a straight shooter, and we appreciate you always. Thank you. So, inflation, education, you name it, Virginia's new Republican governor, Glenn Youngkin, ran and won on it. So should Washington Democrats running in November be worried about it? You might be surprised what the state's former Democratic governor, Doug Walker, has to say. He's here. And who's putting Vladimir Putin in his place? Former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo telling me it's no wonder Russia's acting up as the Biden administration keeps backing down. The latest on that threat next.
So stay away. Forget my shoulder when you're in need. Forgetting birthday is guaranteed. And should I love you, you would be the last to know. I won't sing
Jonathan, can I have your iPad? I gotta charge it.
and roses you so
So, di mo na 100% charge na yung iPad niya? Ano?
my pace is frantic, my temper's crossed. With words
Kung may
romantic,
ganahan ko.
I'm at a loss. I'd be the first one to agree that I'm preoccupied with me.
What's this? Picture of those.
Kid. So keep your head.
Oh, no fishing shop. Fishing shop. Fishing shop.
Simple ka fishing summer karon pa.
Fishing shop. Fishing shop.
But not the kind thing that you deserve. And so there's a fighting chance. Just turn and go. I won't send roses and roses soon.
Wait, no.
Baril driven? May baril driven?
There's a better way to get a fast small business loan. OnDeck, the online lender that makes it easy to apply in minutes and, if approved, get your loan as soon as the same day. With lines of credit up to $100,000 and term loans up to $250,000, OnDeck lets you choose the loan that's right for your business. As America's largest online small business lender, OnDeck has funded over $14 billion to businesses like yours, so you can borrow with confidence and get your loan fast. Go to OnDeck.com. Your loan is on deck. Depending on certain loan attributes, your business loan may be issued by OnDeck or Celtic Bank, a Utah Chartered Industrial Bank member FDIC. Limited eligibility for same-day loan. OnDeck does not lend in every state. All loans subject to lender approval.
Going for the gold. Well, leave the phone at home. That's a new warning for Team USA athletes just 3 weeks out from the Olympics. And with inflation spiking, why does the White House want to keep spending? Peter Ducey's coming up on that. We're back in 60 seconds.
The NFL playoffs are here, and nobody brings you closer than Sirius XM.
Oh, Jonathan, look. Oh, Jonathan, look, deer. Jonathan, deer. Yeah. Wow. Look both ways, dear. Look both ways. Look both ways, dear. Don't get hit. Wow. Is that a bear? A brown bear or a black bear?
Visit us at
Glenn Youngkin sworn in again as Virginia's new Republican governor over the weekend. His campaign and first actions in office focused on education and pocketbook issues. Now Republicans are looking at his playbook as we head into the midterm elections. So what does my next guest make of that? Former Republican Democratic Governor Douglas Walden is here to weigh in. Governor, I'm going to start with something that Governor Youngkin said yesterday over the weekend. We will remove politics from classrooms and refocus on essential math, science, and reading. And we will teach all of our history, the good and the bad. Why would anyone be offended by that statement?
I don't think anyone would be, Charles, and it's good to be with you. And it's an interesting thing. I was pleased to be at the inaugural on Saturday when he made those kinds of statements as well as emphasize what was taking place. I think, first of all, we need to make certain that people understand. To Virginians are very proud people. They're not to be taken for granted by anybody, any party.
Oh, Jonathan, look, what's that?
They're not purple, they're not red,
Jonathan, look, what's that?
they're not blue, they're not purple and red, they're no purple, they're not red.
Huh?
Back up dito na.
Oh, back up. Waterfall? Where?
That is our name to the color.
Where's the waterfall?
Define the color.
Where?
They define my spirit.
That's not a waterfall.
They would vote for that person who's
Really?
in the best interest of their interest and who's promoting what they want to do. I'm pleased to say today, this is my birthday.
Is that waterfall or is it ice? I think it's ice.
That's being celebrated by people from Dr. Martin Luther
Whoa,
King.
that's a lot of water.
Dr. King had the
Is that a lot of water?
legislative staff.
Oh, Jonathan, look. waterfall. Where is it? See, you hear the sound? You hear the sound? Look, Jonathan. Look, Jonathan, look. Oh, baby, oh my God, there's a guy falling down the waterfall. No, don't jump. Don't jump. Your mommy's gonna miss you. Oh, someone's screaming. Don't jump. Mommy's gonna miss you.
Bago na Syracuse or Syracuse. Hello?
Hi, Hazel. Good morning. My name is Sandy. I know this is a random call. I just want to know if you're interested in selling your property at 152 West Counter or might be interested in all cash offer.
No.
Do you have any other property you might consider selling?
No.
I understand. And thank you for your time and have a great one. Goodbye for now.
Filipino lang. Lamang yung kaila Filipino rin.
Just be concerned with increased numbers, because on a column, a number
Oh,
will
look at that.
eventually end up adding up to zero. And that's why it's so important that those people who would not be in office today, but for King, working for the right to vote,
Oh, look at that
people
waterfall.
needing the opportunity to
Sa
vote,
Facebook,
but
may
once
siya.
they vote, they
Nadaw
look
gusto
to see
makalimutan
what
pala
they've
yung
got,
mga
and they
ideal
become
pala.
disillusioned.
Hindi siya
Our responsibility is to give back that spirit of vote, give back that optimism, and give back the light, and to let them understand that all things are possible.
Governor, Virginia Republican Lieutenant Governor Winston Sears is also sworn in over the weekend. When she was asked how she felt as the first African-American woman to hold that office, I want to share with you what she told Fox News, quote, "I think I am a visible success story that says to people, you can do it. You will do it, no matter your gender, no matter your color, even no matter where you were born. Are you going to look at the glass as half full or half empty? Because if it's half empty, that's a negative view of life. That's where too many of our political leaders come from, and all it does is serve their, and I think, nefarious agenda to divide us and to say, you're a victim, you're always going to be a victim, and the other people are oppressors, and so you need us." So, this message, I happen to think it's refreshing. The politics are finger pointing, and I wish that would become a relic of the past. But your thoughts, particularly on this history making, as you made history, now she's making history.
Well, I think it's good. And I never considered myself making history. I really never considered myself doing anything other than what could be done, what could be possible. I served in the Senate for 16 years. I chaired any numbers of committees. I've been involved in knowing what the laws were, how they needed to be changed, and when they needed to be changed. But I wanted that for the people, and so consequently, I didn't go into political office.
Maybe I want to sit here and comfortable
I
here.
went in there to serve the people, and to the instance that people saw that. And I can
If I
tell you,
sit there, you're
Charles,
playing
it's
there
one of the
too.
best feelings
So
I have
what
today.
for?
When I walk the streets or when I walk anywhere and I see people, they identify with me knowing that I am for and have been and will be for the people. All of the people.
Right.
All of America's people. And all of Virginia's people. I have spoken to Winston Sears as well as Jason, as new Attorney General. And I've said to them that this thing they can do now is to work with Glenn Youngman, this administration, as strong and as people of Virginia as they can be. It's not it's a joint thing that we all need to do for the good of the people.
That's good. President Biden, his approval rating now sunk to 33%. This is his first year in office. How worried are you about the direction of the Democratic Party?
Well, I would say that in terms of being worried about it, the people who are really actively involved, the Democratic Party should be really concerned, because the direction flow. There doesn't seem to be anyone really in charge. You got to talk to the media because the media talks to the people. You got to not be afraid to be on the wrong side of an issue. But you can't say certain things. For instance, the border incident, to my judgment, hasn't been handled. To the extent that you're talking about spending money, and I don't have to tell you about that. You know it. You do it with every day. Spending money with no idea about how you're going to stop spending it, and where is it coming back, and how is it coming back. Education is the key, but how do you get there, and what are you trying to do to get there? So I think Democrats should be very aware, particularly in lieu of the midterm elections that are coming up. And let's assume that something does happen, tipping the balance. It's not the end of the world, but what are you going to do to make certain that you deserve a chance, a real chance?
Governor Douglas Wilder, I got to tell you, I personally believe you are a living legend. I just want to say happy birthday. You look fantastic for 91. And this is a great, this is one of my highlights of my broadcasting career to have this conversation with you. Thank you so much, sir.
Sean, God bless you. Thank you so much for that, and it means a lot to me. Thank you very much.
See you soon. Well, the White House talking up its spending plans while consumers are feeling down about inflation. But it isn't spending that's just adding to the misery. And we're going to also bring your ice skates, folks, but leave your phones at home. This is the message that U.S. athletes are getting. Worried about Chinese spies, so should we be going at all? We'll be right back.
If you're a business owner with salespeople, how in the world could you say no to this offer? The top 20% of your salespeople close 80% of the business. 80% of all sales are closed after the 5th attempt, and 83% of all salespeople don't even ask for the sale once. Did you know that 90% of all salespeople have never even read one sales book? How many sales are being lost each month? Simply because your salespeople are not professionally trained to sell. Hi, this is the world's top sales trainer, Jason Evans. I'm going to give you a free 45-minute video of pure sales training techniques that will increase your company.
Oh, police. You got a seatbelt? Uh-oh, somebody fell. They hit a deer. They hit a deer. Oh, police. Look, Jonathan, where's the lights? Uh-oh. Gotta slow down. Where's the police? Jonathan, look out the window. Where's the police? Jonathan, where's the police? Look, where's the police? Look.
Well, actually, SelectQuote makes it easy to get very affordable life insurance, even if you have a health issue. Honestly, you'll get quotes from some of the country's most trusted carriers. Even with your diabetes,
Look.
you can get around $250,000
Crash.
insurance.
Crash. Look, Jonathan, crash.
Okay, baby, collision.
SelectQuote. Just call or go to
There's a car accident.
SelectQuote.com. Get the coverage you need at the price you can afford. Call 1-800-670.
Look outside, you post your
Go
game.
to SelectQuote.com today. That's
Nagtanalo siya, little daw nga, matay daw siya. Me, look at little, matay.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Get full details on example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Monthly premium is going to be based on health company and other factors. Not available in all states.
Oh, won't you stick with me, baby? I'm going to make a lot of bread. I need more money and action.
Look, baby, nice outside.
Where do I go? 'Cause my delivery truck's dead. If I go, I need money. Trucks are run red.
Owning a small business isn't always as obvious as sounds, but with personalized discounts that save you money, Progressive membership keeps you running along. Get a quote as little as 6 minutes at progressivemembership.com.
I need more dough. I need more dough.
Progressive casualty insurance company affiliates. Membership discounts not available for all major states. Policy terms and conditions apply.
Hey, Jim! Thanks for coming.
Are you kidding? I never miss one of your dinner parties. Oh, how's the new job?
We're growing fast, and I stopped working weekends, thanks to how much smoother everything runs on NetSuite by Oracle. Why haven't you upgraded to NetSuite? Natural language. The keys are right there. Sorry, Amy. NetSuite gives you visibility.
Oh, they hit a deer.
Financials, inventory.
Oh, they killed the deer. You need to look both ways.
NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. And 93% of survey
my goodness, look at what is that?
Over 27,000 businesses already use NetSuite. For the new year, NetSuite has a new financing program for those ready to upgrade at netsuite.com/news. Head to netsuite.com/news for this special one-of-a-kind financing offer from the #1 financial system for growing businesses. netsuite.com/news. The new year is here. Getting fresh start by updating your closet with all new shirts from Untuckit. Untuckit shirts are designed to be worn untucked. They're the easiest way to look sharp and feel comfortable. You can't go wrong with one of our super soft flannels, wrinkle-free shirts, or performance shirts with stretch. They're the smart way to dress in 2022 for the office, for a night out, or for the weekend. So this year, upgrade to the original Untucked shirt at untuckit.com or at 80+ stores. Untuckit, shirts designed to be worn untucked.
With less than 3 weeks until the start of the Winter Olympics in Beijing, a new warning from Team USA to our athletes about possible security and data breaches. To Fox's Benjamin Hall at the State Department with the latest. Benjamin.
Yeah, hi Charles. For some time there has been concern about the safety and security of US athletes as they head to Beijing, and now it appears that Team USA shares some of those fears, writing a memo to all the athletes going, saying that when they get to China they should use mobile phones and leave their own personal electronics at home to avoid Chinese spying. Now in this memo, they state that they would be subjected in China to malicious intrusion, infection, and data compromise. And at a minimum, they should wipe all their personal data from devices before arrival and on departure from China. The report, per USA Today, and which has been echoed by other countries to their athletes, states, despite any and all safeguards that are put in place to protect the systems and data brought to China, it should be assumed that all data and communications there can be monitored, compromised, or blocked. Now, the State Department has for a while warned visitors to China that security personnel carefully watch foreign visitors and that hotel rooms, telephones, internet, and personal possessions might be searched without your consent or knowledge. Now, although the administration has announced a diplomatic boycott, meaning no officials going in light of China's genocide against the Uyghurs, it has actually emerged that up to 15 State Department officials are in fact going to China to provide, as they say, security support operations. Now, these games have been dubbed the genocide games, of course, but the fact is this may not be the ironclad diplomatic boycott we were led to expect. And another concern now rising, which is that the first few cases of Omicron have been detected in Beijing. We've seen what happens elsewhere in the country when COVID cases are detected. Tens of millions in lockdown, tens of thousands in forced quarantine. The great fear now, those case numbers rise in Beijing, and we see something similar happening outside the Olympic.
Benjamin, thank you very much. So, if it's so dangerous for athletes at the Winter Games, why leave it alone? Let's get the read from Steve Yates, former Deputy National Security Advisor for Vice President Dick Cheney. Steve, thanks for joining us. People who do business regularly in China, from what I'm told, all go there with burner phones. So what do you make now of this warning to our athletes to do the same?
Well, Charles, I basically stated my argument in the Daily Caller last April, suggesting that the Olympics shouldn't be held in Beijing and should go to a friendly, more humane country like Japan. The evidence that's unfolded ever since just seems to reinforce that argument, whether it's the Omicron outbreak, the continued pursuit of people's freedoms in China, the appearance, the tennis star appearing and disappearing, raising a lot of other concerns. I think there's from health to physical security to the communication security, a variety of reasons why people should be concerned. I feel for the athletes. This is their once in a 4-year moment to shine, but this is a really bad environment to send them into.
Yeah, anytime something's nicknamed the genocide games, you know, maybe it would be associated with it. Let me switch gears with you to Russia. Over the weekend, Ukraine blaming Russia for a recent cyber attack. Now, I've talked with former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo about this. How the U.S. is handling Russia right now. This after Congress next those sanctions for the Nord 2 pipeline. Here's what he had to say.
Has essentially predicted this. He has tipped his hand multiple times, threatening the administration of the United States or the region. So here's the things I'm going to do. He's got no responses. Weakness, appeasement, and words.
No, baby, we're far from home.
No, we're close to home.
let me tell you, strategy is
Maybe you're connected to mommy's internet.
Very much from Secretary Pompeo. Really, if there were to be a sensible strategy, number one, it should have been to bolster the capabilities of the Ukrainians to defend themselves. It should have been helping or pushing Europeans to come to a neighbor's aid and to increase deterrence against Russia. But all of the signal sending and substance, whether it's pulling back from missile defense, ceding the territory of Ukraine, blocking the Obama administration, all of these things are very, very troubling signs, and I can't disagree with what the Secretary said. Russia sees a go signal and a lot of weakness or uncertainty on the part of the West.
So, also, apparently, the main chess piece here on both sides is NATO, or the expansion of NATO. What's their role in all of this? I just feel like we're being sucked into something that I don't know that Americans would be involved in.
Well, I would argue Americans shouldn't be the first and foremost actor in this. It really should be Europe. The combined economies of Europe and the combined militaries of Europe are quite large and much more substantial than that of Russia, for instance. And so this should not be an America-led issue. And I think the American public is extremely wary about being pulled into a potential enduring conflict with a committed nuclear power. And so I think there's a lot of reason to have hesitancy about it. Really, the answer is to be Europe taking their own order seriously themselves.
So again, thank you very much. Meanwhile, President Biden set for a major news conference this Wednesday, likely facing questions about runaway inflation and his new plan to help send it into overdrive.
Sirius XM is the best in podcasts, including Flying the Wall, Fast and Experience. It's Dana Carvey and Sam.
sa udi akong nice no.
With our government's printing presses in full gear, inflation is now spiking up to 30-year highs. On top of an already fearful economy, there's never been a more important time to feel in control and stack up your money. That's why it's time to discover the Money Press system. Hi, it's Preston James. You see, the Money Press cranks out consistent weekly income, lets you sleep like a baby at night, and only takes around 20 minutes per week in front of your laptop. If you're $3,000 to $5,000 per month shy of being able to retire, you definitely need to know about the Money Press. To see proof, go to accountproof.com. That's accountproof.com. There's a 7-minute video detailing how it's done. The Money Press uses the new weekly options to create their very own broken income printing press. Go to accountproof.com. That's accountproof.com. This involves no day trading, meme stocks, or any kind of BS. See you at accountproof.com.
Individual results may vary. There's no guarantee that past performance will be indicative of future results. Invest wisely.
Jonathan, wanna ride the horse sleigh? Jonathan, you wanna ride the horse sleigh?
Don't bring the iPad in the horse.
Whoa, look outside, look outside. Whoa.
Namatay daw siya kung matanaw siya sa gawas. Dapat magbiyahe na wala yung iPad.
Jonathan, are you in America?
Tied to long-term relief may have added to inflation, but President Biden still thinks the remedy for that inflation is to spend more.
All the talk about how my Build Back Better plan is going to increase inflation, cause these debts longer. Goldman Sachs and said, without that Build Back Better, we're in trouble. Because it's going to grow the economy. Without it, we're not going to grow.
President Biden has long claimed instead that inflation is caused by things completely out of its hands.
Well, first of all, the significant reason why prices are up is because of COVID affecting the supply chain.
COVID, so the pandemic, a problem all of year one, and the promise to shut it down, turns out, that's history.
Are you no longer going to shut it down?
We got to beat it back before we shut it down.
President Biden has spent the entire long weekend in Wilmington, Delaware. At home, we expect him back a few hours from now. Charles.
Peter, thank you very much. Red or blue, what say you? New Science Party preferences are shifting. Which party should be worrying? See the numbers and you decide.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible. It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Get Upside Gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code PROFIT for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your first fill. You can cash out anytime your bank account, PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code PROFIT for up to 50 cents a gallon cash back on your first tank. That's code PROFIT.
Donate your car today with 1877 Cars for Kids. We're a recognized 501c3 charity organization, so you'll receive a maximum tax deduction. What's more, you'll receive a vacation voucher of 3 days and 2 nights. Also on the web at carsforkids.com.
Lamig pag naudag, gusto ko sa
One of Beatrice's properties needs a new superintendent. Some of handyman superpowers and a concierge alter ego. Anything Electrician's new partner Indeed can help her hire great people fast. And Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes and Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get Terms and conditions apply.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive Viagra is available in generic form, which means you can get the prescription.
will take more videos pa, baby.